A warm welcome to you as together we look at Luke chapter 19 verses 28 to 40. This is the reading set for the Liturgy of the Palms in Year C, so it's from Luke rather than the more familiar Matthew and Mark, where we have people cutting down palm fronds. This Sunday, alternatively, as Passion Sunday, the Passion narrative is read, and I'll include that also in the description under this video. So as we look at Luke chapter 19, 28 to 40, we need to have a look at the earlier part of the chapter just before this, where we hear that a man who was well born went to a distant country to get kingly power, and he summons 10 of his slaves and gives them 10 pounds of silver between them and asks them to do business with it until he comes back. They variously are successful, but the final of the 10 buries the treasure and is ready to give it back, but obviously with no interest, and describes a great deal of fear of this character. Like many people do, he kind of points around and says, a lot of other people think this of you, that you're a bit of a tyrant. His pound of silver is given to the slave who's made the best investments, and the parable ends with, to all those who have, more will be given. So those he's redistributed to. But from those who have nothing, even what they have will be taken away. As Luke's Gospel enters into this parable, we hear that Jesus is offering it to the disciples just prior to entering Jerusalem, because they have made incorrect suppositions about the kingdom of God. They are looking for something immediate and to fulfill their dreams and ideas of what the arrival of the Messiah in Jerusalem means. And contrary to those suppositions, Jesus offers the parable to encourage them in the same way it might encourage us to invest in the faith that is given us and invest in the knowledge of Jesus that is given us, not to bury it, not to live in fear of God, but to go on accumulating more and deeper faith. And the efforts we put in are rewarded by an increase in faith, which is equated to riches beyond the dream of any slave. And then he sets off in the text we have today. Jesus sends off one of the disciples, a couple of the disciples, to stealthily enter the village opposite. It's not just the word go, but it has an implication of stealth about it. But if they are stopped, they're to say that its owner has need of it, or the Lord has need, or its Lord has need. I really like its owner has need of it, that its creator needs it right now. We hear about cloaks on the ground, and this reading begins to sort of wind up as they come near to the descent into the Mount of Olives, and all the disciples begin rejoicing and praising God. Blessed is the King who comes in the name of the Lord. Peace in heaven and glory in the heights, which obviously strongly echoes the words of the Nativity. So Luke's account on both these occasions mirror each other. Jesus has to countenance again that the disciples have not really processed the parable he had just recounted. The reading ends with some Pharisees telling Jesus to tell the disciples to stop this acclamation, perhaps because it's rambunctious and boisterous and a bit dangerous given the heightened tensions of the Passover in Jerusalem, or perhaps just simply they found it irreligious. Jesus points out that even if they stopped, the stones would bear witness. Perhaps he's considering that the stones are already bearing witness. If we take that together with the donkey's true owner, we're left with a more complex and rounded narrative than the simple journey into Jerusalem. This is Jesus explaining how faith works, that to those who have some faith, more will come, more will be given. But those who have nothing, the nothingness in which they live, of course, will fade and disappear. So it's an encouragement to us all to stay faithful and be encouraged if our faith is not as strong as we feel it should be, but to just stay faithful and not bury our faith in the ground, not to hide it, but to live out of it, however difficult or dangerous or complex that might seem at times. We're descending towards the crucifixion and Good Friday, and the Passion narrative, which is linked underneath, helps focus the mind on that. If you want to make that the basis of your reflection for the coming week. But to do it and all of life's ordinary tasks with this concept of its owner has need of it, the Lord has need of it,